The book Thresholds, Interwar Lens Media Cultures offers a range of new perspectives on the practices of film and photography in the very formative area between 1919 and 1939. The book is based on a 3-year-long research project, including symposia and workshop with a group of European scholars in photography, film, and media. The research also resulted in an exhibition called The New Eye, and the whole project explores the overlaps and interactions and networks between photography and film, the practitioners, the makers, and the scientists and the theorists.
In our research, we've been interested in finding out more about the relation between the local, the national, and the international, and the circulation of film and photography. One example is the German scholar Henry B Goodwin, who moved to Sweden in the early 20th century and became an advocate for the pictorial tradition in photography. This is an example of what he did in 1919. He photographed the stage settings of Stefan Zweig's The Comedian with the actor Anders de Waal, who was a key person in this social life in Sweden, and also became a highly respected film actor. You can see that it has all the characteristics of the pictorial tradition. Since Henry B. Goodwin was such a person with networks and knowledge, he also followed the development of photography during the 1920s and the early 1930s. He died, unfortunately, in 1931. So this is an example of what he did in the last years of his career, and it has all the characteristics of the Neue Sachlichkeit and the new spirit of photography.
During this 3-year-long research process, during the workshops and seminars, we've identified a lot of different areas, both of research and of practices within the lens media of the interwar era. And we found that they were much more convergent than they were different, and we tried to pinpoint that both in the book and in the exhibition to show that they have the common denominators of the lenses and the cameras. And what strikes us is that during the interwar era, there were much more collaborations between film and photo practitioners than there is today. The longer the period went, the more active state and governments were in using these lens media, trying to use it in information, in propaganda, in commercial efforts of trying to win some elections and so forth. But of course also the various dictatorships' very harsh use and very elaborate use of these different kinds of images and visual tools.
These 18 newly written essays explore different kinds of overlaps and interactions and networks between the practices and fields of photography and film. One example is how scientists of different fields such as ethnography, criminology, astronomy, but also the more problematic pseudosciences of racial biology interacted and exchanged different kinds of visual material. Other chapters explores themes such as Swedish military training films in the period, tourism, commercialism, and yet other parts of the book offer new perspectives on the period's artistic practices.